Good evening, everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Laredo Police Department, we welcome you to this very special occasion, the grand opening of the 175th Anniversary Museum exhibit. Welcome, everyone. This is a historic milestone for the police department in our community, and we thank you for joining us. At this time, please join me in bowing our heads for the invocation led by Bishop of the Diocese of Laredo, the Most Reverend James Tamayo.
Heavenly Father, tonight the city of Laredo honors the 175 years of commendable service of the Laredo Police Department. We remember with pride the vision of our first law enforcement personnel. They set the standard of protecting and serving the people of our community. With each passing year, subsequent administrations of Laredo police chiefs and law enforcement men and women have upheld and strengthened the core values of integrity, justice, preventative resolutions against crime, and equal protection of all people in our community. We remember the countless lives touched and the neighborhoods safeguarded throughout Laredo. We also acknowledge the sacrifices made, the dangers faced, and the enduring commitment to justice of the men and women of the Laredo Police Department. As we reflect upon the Laredo Police Department's outstanding legacy, we commend into your loving embrace all men and women who valiantly served throughout these 175 years, especially those who in the line of duty sacrificed their life in protecting the people of Laredo. We also ask for your blessing upon the families of these officers who often bear the burden of their loved ones' dedication. May they be sustained by faith and love, and may they find comfort in knowing their loved ones are serving a vital and noble purpose. May our hearts be filled with appreciation for the men and women who wear the badge, who serve with honor, and who dedicate their lives to protecting us and serving our communities. May this celebration be a moment of gratitude for their service and a call to action for us to pray for them and to offer them our full support. St. Michael the Archangel, patron of law enforcement personnel, pray for us. Amen.
Thank you. At this time, we're asking everyone to please rise for the presentation of colors by the Laredo Police Department Honor Guard, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance and the National Anthem performed by Police Officer Marco Rodriguez. pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight? Oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave? Oh, the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Thank you. You may be seated. It is my honor to welcome everyone here today as we celebrate the 175th years of service, dedication, and legacy of the Laredo Police Department. We also want to acknowledge the special guests that are with us this evening. First and foremost, the Mayor of the City of Laredo, the Honorable Dr. Victor D. Trevino, and his wife, Ms. Rosa Marquez de Trevino. Council Member for District 1, the Honorable Gilbert Gonzalez. Council Member for District 3, the Honorable Melissa Cigarroa. Council Member for District 4, the Honorable Rick Garza. Council Member for District 5, the Honorable Ruben Gutierrez Jr. and former Laredo Police Officer. Representing Congressman Henry Cuellar is Andres Velasquez. Representing the Honorable Dean Senator Judith Saffarini is David Perez. Also representing the Honorable Senator, the Honorable Don McLaughlin is Ms. Lupita Cepeda. Representing Webb County Sheriff, the Honorable Martin Cuellar is Commander Dennis Garcia. Also with us is our Webb County Commissioner for Precinct 2, Rosaura Wawi Tijerina. Also with us is Justice of the Peace Precinct 1, Place 1, the Honorable Juan Paz. We heard from him earlier, our Bishop of the Diocese of Laredo, the Honorable, or the Most Reverend rather, James Tamayo. Our City Manager, Mr. Joseph Neb. We also want to welcome the Laredo Fire Chief, Guillermo Hurd. And lastly, our Laredo Police Chief, Miguel Rodriguez Jr. We're also especially grateful to have with us today our department retirees. So I want to, at this moment, for all of the retirees that are present with us, please stand to be recognized. We want to thank you for the many years of service. We also to recognize the families of our fallen officers whose sacrifice will never be forgotten. Thank you also for being with us here today. The exhibit that you all will see later represents not just the history of law enforcement in our city, but the heart and soul and the community behind the badge, and you will see that later on. To help us commemorate this occasion, I would ask to please welcome a great supporter of public safety and community heritage is our Mayor of the City of Laredo, Dr. Victor D. Trevino.
Good afternoon, Dr. Victor Trevino, your mayor for the city of Laredo. It is truly an honor to be here today to celebrate the City of Laredo Police Department 175th anniversary. There is a long history of men and women that have been chosen to dedicate their life to protecting our community. This is part of the reason why Laredo continues to be the safest city of the great state of Texas and one of the safest cities in the country. However, these great situations don't come easy, and the safest cities in the community are as a result of our police force. These statistics come to a great cost to our police force, who we need to support for the federal and state government also. I remember speaking to Governor Abbott about the great benefit of having a TAG unit, that's an anti-gang unit, in our community, and how important it is to have the police department to have this type of reinforcement and collaboration with our law enforcement agencies under one roof. And the great work has paid off year after year. As mayor, I've made it my mission to support the police department with everything and needs of terms of the equipment to fight crime both locally and internationally. This crime wants to come to our community and distribute drugs like fentanyl. So let it be known that today is not just a celebration of the past, but a roadmap for the future of the core function of the public safety and our dedication to constantly support our men and women in uniform. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mayor. Now, please welcome the Chief of Laredo Police Department, Chief Miguel Rodriguez.
Good afternoon. Buenas tardes. We're finally here, and we were talking about, well, it's actually joy to be HMD this year, but we want to, what do you want? So you know what I mean? So this will be wrong. So how did we get here? And one of the things that I will tell you how we got here is the fact that we started this because of one event that we saw, that I saw myself, that was not fair. And when I mean it, that was not fair, it was the situation that happened with one of our fallen officers at Slaughter Park. And what happened there, the dedication that we did in that park, it was for Pablo Rodriguez. And it was there was a situation where we had to take a criminal mischief report because somebody had vandalized the dedication that we had given there to Pablo Rodriguez, one of our fallen officers. The other thing that we saw is how our substations were given names of our fallen. And some of these substations no longer belong to the police department. They were given to other entities. And so looking at the pattern as to how we were going with this and how we, even though we say we never forget the fallen, ourselves here in this department and this generation saw that we were not forgotten inside our department, but outside of it. And so what we wanted to do, we wanted to make sure that nobody forgets our fallen. Nobody forgets their families, and nobody forgets what they did for this city. So it started with that. The second thing that we thought about is when we were cleaning up our property rooms, we saw a lot of artifacts, a lot of history that was in that property room as we were purging things and purging cases. And we thought to ourselves, how can we be throwing these things away? We can't throw these things away. These are part of our history. These are cases that were handled back in the 70s, the 60s. So we said to ourselves, we need to do something about it, and we did. So what we did, we created a committee. And that committee was tasked to make sure that this happened within, we said 1 year, but it was actually 9 months. That's how much time we had after we started planning this. And so 9 months, this committee, I'm gonna name them one by one. And so we start out with our captain, Captain Claudio Gonzalez, who is one of the committee members. Raul Robles, Captain Raul Robles, Lieutenant Bobby Matuk. Then we got Lieutenant Bobby Matuk back there. We got Officer JJ Torres. We got Officer Joy Baeza, Investigator Joy Baeza. One of the key persons that was very, very involved with this is Sergeant Jonathan Castillo. Where are you, Jonathan? He's back there. Everybody knows him. He's our community relations unit sergeant, and he's also involved with this. One of the things when we talked about what we can do, right, to make sure that we announce this, that we're celebrating 175 years. First, we didn't know where we were at as far as, this is how bad we were, right? We didn't even know how old we were. So when we started researching and we started going back and forth as to really when did we started this department, right? And so we went back to Captain Robles and some of the other people that were involved in this, and we ended up finding out that the city was actually incorporated in 1850, and even though there was a couple of years before that we said that Laredo was established, actually the state of Texas did not recognize the city until 1850. So in 1850, that was the first city marshal, which was the first police department, or the first time that the police department was established in that year. So that's why we said 1850, that's when we started. So you're gonna see some really cool stuff inside that is gonna take you back to those events. But more than anything, when we found out it was 1850, we said, well, 175, right? So we need to change our patch. We need to do something to make sure that the public and our community knows this is what we're celebrating. So we did, and with the help of Lieutenant Bobby Matuk's daughter, Biden Matuk, we were able to redesign our patch and make it, sorry about that. We were able to make it a commemorative patch of 175 years. The other thing we did, and we tasked Sergeant Jonathan Castillo to dig very, very deep as to how our first badge was created. So they ended up going back all the way to the time that we started, and he brought back this design, right? So we got it from a picture, we sent it to the vendor, and we actually asked them, hey, can you redo this badge, right? And they did. This is what they came up with, and this is actually a first replica as to what we were wearing back in the 1850s. So this is where we're at now. So more than anything is the fact that there was a lot of really, really long hours, hard work from everybody to put this together. But at the end of the day, like we've always said in those meetings, right? This is about our fallen. We need to bring back our fallen together, and we need to make sure that we put them in the same spot so that our families can go and make sure that they see them there and that they know that they're never forgotten. This is about them. So talking to Councilman Gonzalez, we talked about in conversation how maybe we can dedicate a park, right? And this is where this is going. This conversation is going there. We talked to Councilman Melissa Cigarroa about dedicating maybe an area of a building to incorporate this museum and just move them there. These are conversations that are happening to make sure that our tradition, our history, and what we've done and how we've evolved doesn't fade away. And so, but more than anything is also, we also did it for our retirees, right? So when we leave, we're very bad as to saying goodbye and saying we'll see you later, because I always tell in the briefings and our officers, right? Remember, guys, when we retire, we just get a notice, right? And say, hey, turn in all the stuff that belongs to the city. Thank you very much. We'll call you out in the radio and goodbye. So we're very bad at that, right? We don't even follow up. We don't even do any of this. So this is what we're trying to change, this culture, and reaching out to our retirees and making sure that we bring it back to the department and not disconnect from them, because it is very important that we continue to talk to them and making sure that even giving the updates as to where the department is going. It is very important that we continue that. And so this administration, this command is dedicating 100% of its effort to do that. So this year, like we did last year, during Police Week, we're gonna have our Legends Breakfast, which is our retirees coming back and talking to them and making sure that we exchange ideas and talk about the past, talk about the future. But that is why we're here, for our retirees, to make sure that you understand what you did while you were in this department. It's a lot. We're talking about, when we even moved in 1996 to the building that we currently have, we were 213 officers. We're now 575 officers. That's how much we've grown. Right? And so, thank you for that. But again, none of this would have happened without the help of those families, right? Without the help of our families. And none of this would have happened without those council members, those mayors, those city managers that supported the vision of this department, that knew what it take to make sure that we were prepared and we were able to keep the city safe. So it is because all together that we're here today. So even though that we say, we do this and we keep the public safe, it's not only the police, it's the public as well. It's the public because they're the ones who report, they're the ones who also call us and making sure that there's a problem in our community. So we need them as much as they need us, but at the end of the day, we're all in this together. So I want to make sure that I thank everybody today that's here, especially our retirees, our elected officials, all our VIPs here. Mayor, thank you for being here today. Our council members, thank you for being here today. Commissioner, thank you for being here today. Bishop, thank you for making it here today. Our retirees, mil gracias. Really, really means a lot to me and this department for you to be here today, and the families as well. Again, we're going to be, so, real quick, I didn't forget I was going there. Again, I said this is unplugged, right? So, no script. I do want to give a huge thank to Luis. He's back there. Luis, you want to raise your hand? Huge thank to Luis because he was able to redo this unit that was donated by one of our investigators' son, Investigator Lanier. He passed away, que en paz descanse. But his son wanted to be so bad a police officer, and so he kept this unit because he loved how he remembers his dad when he used to drive this unit. So he ended up passing that unit to us, and we were able to redo this unit and complete replicas to what it was back in the 80s. And I have Assistant Chief Alvarado right here, and I'm going to call him out on it because he drove this unit back in the day. He's still in the force today, so big round of applause to him. And the other one that we would like to recognize is Lozano, Mr. Lozano. He helped us with this beauty right here. This is a car that when I came in, I was able to drive this car back in the 90s. So again, a lot of people put a lot of effort into this, and we're very, very, very appreciative as to what they did. And so moving forward, we're going to continue doing more for what we are, especially for our retirees and our fallen. Today, you're going to see what's inside here. It is super cool. But I can tell you that we have a lot of things that we did not put in, and I was talking to Officer Reyes back there, retiree Officer Reyes. We have a lot of things that we just didn't fit, so we needed more space. But eventually, one of these days, I am hopeful that we'll get the space required to be able to put everything that is, the past of this police department and the future. So I hope you enjoy it. Is there anything that I'm missing? Okay, I hope you enjoy it. And again, mil gracias. Bien agradecido por ustedes hoy.
He couldn't miss talking about these amazing cars. So whenever you have a chance, please, you're more than welcome to see them. They're part of the exhibit. They're just outside. Thank you, Chief Rodriguez, for all of that. And as we celebrate the legacy of the Laredo Police Department, we also want to take time to honor the heroes we have lost along the way. We're humbled to welcome the families of our fallen officers. As a small token of gratitude and also remembrance, we will be presenting each family with a commemorative shadow box in honor of their loved ones' sacrifices and also legacy. I will read each one, Chief, and then you will be able to do that. Please rise, the family members of the fallen officer Pedro Ayala, if you're here. Please rise if we're with us, the family member of the fallen officer Castillo. And last but not least, we also have the family members of the fallen officer Pablo Alvidrez. Chief.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. I just want to thank really quickly the Border Heritage Museum for allowing us to use their space for several months, that everyone in our community will be able to enjoy this amazing display that we have with all of the history. And so I want to talk a little bit about that. We want to ask our guests to make their way into the museum in small groups after the ribbon cutting, to ensure everyone just gets a chance to enjoy the displays comfortably. You'll see incredible pieces of Laredo Police Department's history, from uniforms, artifacts, to restored the police vehicles behind us, to heartfelt tributes to the men and women who have served. So we want to thank all of the families for being with us today. Your loved ones will always be part of our department's history, and everyone else that's here. We now invite everyone to please join us for the official ribbon cutting at the front doors right here of the Border Heritage Museum, where our special exhibit is ready to be explored. And after that, there's refreshments right across the street at our American Legion Post 59. We hope you enjoy.
Because the back people can I guess just look forward if you can. There's plenty of us.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
One. Please hold. Please hold. Please hold.
All right, we're gonna do the countdown on the count of 3, okay? 1, 2, 3.